Okay, so good morning. Can we start? If all good, let's proceed. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's proceed. Good. So, yes. So why are we here? We are here to discuss the RTP. RTP for the January 25 attempt. And let me say, before we go for the exam, we have to go through the RTP, MTP of last 3 attempts at least. May 24, September 24, and our January 25. Already discussion of last 2 attempts, May and September. It's uploaded in the YouTube. You can go through that. And now we are going to discuss the RTP for Jan attempt. Okay. And guys, before I start, there is something which I want to say. Ask me what? No. Oh. Keep it interactive, guys. Ask me what? Put a question mark. So what I planned was 2 things. One, just a discussion may not be, so much of useful. 2 things I'll do with that. One, if I discuss a question on a topic, okay, say for example, analytical procedure, essay, 520, I will just sum up essay 520 in 2 to 3 minutes. First thing. Second thing, when we discuss the descriptive question in the RTP, descriptive question, I will say the presentation format rather than saying, okay, this is the relating to essay 200, write the objective. Is that 2 things okay for you? One, I will say the presentation format. Second, if a question relates to a particular topic, that topic I will sum up in 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Is that okay? Okay. So guys, if all okay, put a reply in the chat box. Keep the chat box. Those who are watching live also and in the Zoom also, keep replying. Okay. Being a Sunday, you guys have logged in. So let's revise RTP. And let me say, once you have joined live or watching in the YouTube, once you have done with it, you need not do this RTP again. Why? Because I'm going to do it in detail, including the revision of that particular topic, including the presentation. Once you have done, you need not spend time yourself for doing the RTP of Jan. So let's proceed. Yes, 1 second. If you have the RTP with you, you can take, otherwise I will share. Yes, 1 second, give me. Okay, as you guys already know, our exam MCQ and descriptive. MCQs for how much marks, guys? MCQs for 30 marks and balance is descriptive. RTP is not like MTP. So first they go for MCQ and then they go for the descriptive question chapter wise. So first we'll start with the MCQs. Okay. So start. And for the exam, okay, for the exam, just hear out for the exams, if such a big question comes, see, it's a big question, no? If possible, first read the question, then you can relate to the case study. Chalon, did you hear that? Go directly to the question and then you can read to the case study. But now, since we said we are going to revise the concept also, I will go to the question and then come. Okay, so that I can, or we can revise the concepts of that particular point. Okay, so keep replying, guys. I hope the screen is visible. Joy Limited, a company engaged in business of trekking essentials, appointed CA Raj as the auditor of the year. Due to the large volume of transactions, the audit engagement team of CA Raj realized that it would not be feasible for the audit to audit each transaction separately. Therefore, partner decided to apply audit sampling. Now, when you read this, which essay will come to our mind? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Reply. Which essay will come to our mind? Sampling, sampling, sampling. Okay. And those who are watching in the YouTube also, you can reply. Huh? Yeah. Sampling, which is essay 530. Now, there are how many approaches to sampling? Can someone say how many approaches to sampling? I'm asking you how many approaches? Two approaches. It can be either, correct, statistical sampling, or it can be non-statistical sampling. How many methods of selection of sample? How many methods? Etra. How many methods are there? Two approaches are there. How many methods? 5 methods. What are those 5 methods? First method, random sampling. Second, interval. You call it as systematic sampling. Okay. Third, unstructured method, haphazard sampling. Then, you take based on value, monetary unit. One method I left off. Can someone say which method I left off? Very good. Continuous item you select. This is called as the block sampling. Okay. Now, guys, we have revised that particular concept. Now, let's go back to the question. First one. Random number tables are used for sample of power, telephone, and fuel charges. Which method they are using? They are not saying probability theory, so it's not statistical. They are saying random. So which method they are using over here? It should be which method they are using for the power? It should be random. Okay. For the office stationery, for the office stationery, they are using unstructured method. No structured method is there. It's an unstructured method. And when you hear this word unstructured method, without any structure, which method is it? Unstructured method. It's called as the haphazard. Now, for the travel expense, any transaction exceeding 8,000 based on value. So for the traveling expense, which method they are using? Monetary. Okay. Now regarding the sales booker, okay, take 200 sales invoice from the month of July. Take 200 sales invoice, 200 as a whole, continuous, 200. It's not value, guys, 200, like continuous item. So it is block. Are we clear? Okay. Can we move on to the next paragraph? Mr. Suresh, one of the team members, compared. When you hear in auditing comparison, what will come to your mind? Which technique or what procedure? It is analytical procedure. Analytical procedure is say 520. Okay. Salary expense incurred by the company during the current year with those in previous 5 years. Which analytical procedure are they using it over here? I'm just revising the concept. Is it ratio? Is it trend? Is it reasonableness? Or is it structural modeling? They are comparing the current year with 5 years. Someone said ratio. For ratio, there should be a denominator and numerator. Here, there is no numerator, denominator. It is only one item. A salary with 5 years. So, this is said to be trend analysis. Trend. Okay. He noticed significant percentage increase in the expense. The unusual increase raised doubt. He decided to compare such an increase with salary expense with the number of employees. Now, which method? Salary expense, which is financial. Number of employees is non-financial. which method or which technique? It is said to be reasonableness test, ratio, trend, reasonableness. One more technique is there in analytical. Which is that technique? Structural modeling. Okay. What are two essays we have done? 530 and 520. Okay. Now move. The company is having warehouse in 2 locations. Very good. Raj is planning to attend physical inventory count. Which essay came to your mind when you heard the sentence? Essay, which essay? And essay? Attend the physical inventory count. Which is essay? 5, not 1. Okay. The inventory includes finished products, trekking jackets, bags, shoes, raw material, etc. Some inventories are lying with the third party. The companies, your client's inventory are lying with third party. What you should do? And if it is with the third party, you can obtain a confirmation. Confirmation will be there. Then you can, with the permission, can't you visit there? With the permission of the client, can't you visit? Can't you send a third person there? Or you can check the agreement between your client and third party, etc. Okay. So that is essay 501. Next one. During the discussion among the team members regarding sufficiency and appropriateness of evidence, they agreed that sufficiency is a measure of quantity, appropriateness is a measure of quality. Which essay says this? Sufficiency is quantity and appropriateness is quality. Very good. Essay 500. Sufficiency is affected by 3 factors. What are those 3 factors which affect sufficiency? Risk of material misstatement, materiality, or one thing I left. Very good. Size of population. Like that, appropriateness is affected by 2 factors. RR, relevance and reliability. So that's essay 500. Last, Joy Limited operates 100 stores on the rented premises across the country. Wow. And is in the process of expanding. Although the rent expense have been accounted, they requested to provide all rent agreements for the detailed examination. 2 questions, sir. Which procedure is auditor trying to do? In the procedure, the procedure. Detailed examination. Is it RAP? Is it TOC? Is it TOD? Which procedure? Detailed examination, guys. So it is TOD. So for that, they wanted the rent agreement. So is it inquiry? Is it inspection? Is it 7 techniques are there? No, 7 procedures, 7 techniques. Which one? They are asking the documents. Documents means inspection. So that's also from essay 500 only. And you understood why I'm going like this? Because instead of reading the question, I said since it's discussion, just see in this case itself, we have went through 520, 530, 500, 501. And if this much is clear, can we have a promotion by saying Q1? Nandana, it's not inquiry, Kuta. You're asking the documents. Documents means they wanted the rental agreement. Agreement means other documents. Anand, documents, Anna. It's the documents. They want the documents. Examining the documents is called as inspection. Na? They're not asking why rent became this much. They're asking the documents. So it's inspection. Okay. Anand? Come on. If this much is clear, say 1. Now, this is going to be a cakewalk now. You know why? We have discussed the entire case study in detail. Okay. So, yes. So, yeah. 1 second. So, first question. Which of the sampling techniques were used in the following transaction? Power, office stationery, traveling, sales. Now, you remember we discussed power. For power, it was random, office stationery, haphazard, traveling, monetary, sales, block. So can I know which is the correct option over here? Random. Then we went to haphazard, then monetary, block. The answer you have to say. Answer is okay. 2. Which procedure Mr. Suresh intended to perform by comparing salary? Even before going to the question, you can answer this. Comparing is, Ananda, comparing money, it's comparing kutta, comparing. Okay. If confused, I'll go up. We said compared salary. Compared means what procedure? Analytical, na? TOD, TOB, analytical. So comparison means it is analytical procedure D. Okay. 3. Which of the following is not a part of Raj's responsibility with respect to inventories held in third party? Now you remember in the question, inventory were held in third party. They here. Third party. We said you can obtain confirmation, you can go there and visit, you can see the agreement, you can send another person. So they want which is not false, false, பண்ணக்கூடாது, வேண்டாத்தது, வேண்டா, which is not a procedure. First, request confirmation. Perform independent valuation of inventory based on company's internal records. Request third party to allow. Review the terms of agreement between the company and third party. May I know the answer which is not they are asking? See, this yes, they have to. You can request third party. Agreement also you can say. So answer is B. See, inventory is lying with third party. You are not the auditor of third party. You can't go there and independently value. No. So answer is B. B for boys. 4. Which procedure was CA Raj used while collecting the rent agreements? This we have discussed. He is asking the rent agreements and examining. So once he is asking rent agreements and examining, it is clearly inspection. I need not go up, right? Last question. In the given case, audit team of CA Raj discusses the sufficiency and appropriateness. In the context, the team was considering factors affecting sufficiency. Now, how many factors we said affecting sufficiency? 3. Which of the following is not a factor which affects the sufficiency? We said materiality, risk, size. So the answer is D. How was it? That question is over. Eda, give a smiley, one big question is over. Oh. Life is short, guys. Enjoy. Oh. Okay. I will give you 2 minutes rest after I finish 3 more MCQ because 3 MCQs are independent MCQs. If question 1 case study is okay, 1 to 5, can we proceed? Put a P, proceed. Proceed, proceed, proceed. Okay. Now it is general MCQ. Case study alla. It's not case study. Now you will see which is here. I will read. CA Sumit, during the process of assembling the audit file, after the completion of audit, brief the team on changes to be made. Which of the following changes can be made during the final assembly stage? Very good. This is essay 230. So what is essay 230? 230 is audit documentation. In that, there are 2 or 3 points which I'll discuss over here. 1. Audit documentation once done, it should be retained at least for retention. How many years? 7 years it should be retained. Can you discard or delete it before the period? It should not be discarded or deleted. However, some dash can be made at the assembly and the process of filing. You can make some changes. What are those changes? Like you can add, you can delete, you can sort, you can sign, you can cross-refer. All these are allowed. Audit documentation is a dash process. No new procedure, no new conclusion. No new procedure, no new conclusion. So it's a dash process. What process? It's only very good. It's only an administrative process. Not additional, Kota. It's administrative. It's only an administrative process. So now come back to the question. They're asking which of the following stages can be made. Which changes you can do? Sorting, collating, cross-referencing. Yes, you can do. Delete or discard. 1 or 2 paper, yes. Recalculation of depreciation. That's a new procedure. Recalculation is a procedure. No. Recalculation of interest on loan. No. No new procedure, guys. Signing off. Yes. So you can do A, B, E. So answer is A. So that's from essay 230. So F6 is clear. Put 7. CA Rao is conducting the audit of ABC Limited, a large client. He is informed by the client if they report certain deficiencies, the auditor may not be considered for future engagement. Which type of threat it does represent? Before going to the answer, there are totally how many types of threat? Totally how many types of threat? 5. I will ask you and you will say. I will ask, say which threat? Close relationship with the client, being so sympathy, empathy. That is familiarity threat. Okay, familiarity threat. Okay. Then, a close business relationship, like financial, business, financial, self-interest threat. Promoting the client. You're promoting the client. Advocacy. Okay. Client debtors you. Debtors means puts a barrier. Intimidation. Your one threat I left off. Which one? Self-review. See here, which threat? They said, if you report it, we won't appoint you. They're putting a barrier. So the answer is, yeah, you are right. Intimidation threat. Okay. Q8. Come on, guys. Q8. CA Kaushal, the auditor of a FEMO Limited, obtained trade receivables aging report. And those who have attended the classes, we have said this. Aging report. Okay. Which chapter and for what? If you are obtaining the aging report from the client, why you are obtaining the aging report? Come on. To see the provision. The debtors less provision will be the amount in the balance sheet. Unless we know the aging of debtors, okay, outstanding for 6 months, outstanding for 1 year, we can't see the provision. Okay, now, which assertion Kaushal is intended to check? Come on, come on, come on. This we have discussed in classes also. Quick. Which assertion? Unless you know the aging, you can't check the provision. Unless you put the provision, debtors less provision is the amount. Amount. Trade receivables is balance sheet. Huh. So answer is amount, balance sheet. Answer is valuation. Okay. So any doubts, any issues with respect to 8 MCQs? First 5 questions were case study. Then 3 independent general MCQ. With that, done. So guys, take rest for 2 minutes. After that, we will start with the descriptive. Okay. Yes. Any confusion? If all okay. MCQ 8 once more. What is aging report meaning? Hari, what is the meaning of aging report? How much time debtors are outstanding? Our age means period outstanding. Debtors, trade receivables, debtors less than 3 months, 3 months to 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, more than 1 year. Why? If it is less than 3 months, less provision. More than 1 year, more provision. Unless you know provision, value patilla. Value means amount. Amount in balance sheet. Assertion, guys, it's valuation. Okay. Any other doubts? Question 8 is bank audit chapter. This question is assertion. Varsha, chapter number 5. It's there in essay 500 also. So guys, without spending much of time, in 30 seconds, can you say proceed to descriptive? So, descriptive question. Give me 20 seconds. Wait, 1 second. 1 minute. Okay, guys. So yeah. So what I'll do is for the descriptive part, what I'll do is I will say the presentation format for the each question. Is that okay? I will read the question and I'll say the presentation because as far as auditing is concerned, lot of students, I don't know how many of you saw the last tip video which I put yesterday in the YouTube. I put in the group also. They are finding, okay, we understand the question. We understand it is essay 200, but what to write, how much to write. So that's why descriptive question, my main emphasis will be on the presentation. Okay, so I'm proceeding. Let's proceed. Okay, keep supporting. Okay. Next question. Chapter number 1. Now, chapter number 1, name, nature, objective, and scope of audit. Let's spend 1 minute in that. Which essay is there in this chapter? Chapter number 1, nature, objective, and scope of audit. Which essay? Very good. Essay 200. How many types of engagements are there? Engagements. How many types of engagements? Ayyo, Nakshatra, Nandu. Why all are saying different answers? Assurance and non-assurance. Okay. See, I was saying about those 4. Auditor, review, assurance, related services. How many standards are there in total? 5. For audit, you have SA. For review, you have SRE. For assurance, you have SAE. For related services, you have SRS. One standard I left off. Very good, which is SQC. Okay, enough. Now, can we go to the question directly? And whenever big question like this comes, please try to read from the last sentence up, because last sentence will have what they need in the question. You are required to state the objectives of audit as per Essay 200. Also explain why auditor can provide only reasonable assurance rather than absolute assurance that FS are free of material misstatement due to fraud and error in the given question. Now wait, here they have asked you, first one, explain in objectives of audit. Second, why you can provide only reasonable and not absolute, wait, in the given context. And I've said in the last tip video, you should have contextual clarity. Did any one of you see that video? Last tip video, 3 minutes I've put. Contextual clarity. See, when you read this itself, it's about what? Inherent limitations of audit now. Now, what students may do is, they will explain all the inherent limitations of audit. No, because they have asked in the given context what happened. So guys, can you read the context what has happened? RST Limited is a retail company which has set up the internal control requiring all invoice to be stamped, signed by the authorized person in goods receiving section. The company stating the date and time of receiving the bills, etc. The auditor finds that 2 employees, a purchasing manager and accountant, having worked together, bypassed by doing the fake invoices. Tell me what has happened here. It is, haven't you heard about collusion among employees? Collusion among employees means it is internal control weakness. Now, in inherent limitations of audit, there are actually 5 inherent limitations are there. Which point alone you have to elaborate here? It's only the first point, which is nature of financial reporting. Because internal control is the responsibility of management. This is what I've meant by the last video by saying contextual clarity. You have to write what is required in the context. Are we clear? So guys, can I say the presentation format? And I can leave it over here. If you say proceed to presentation, I will go. Otherwise, I'll go to Q2. Wait, I will show the presentation. See? First, can you guys put a heading? And I just put a heading. When you write for the exam, it will be for 4 or 5 marks. Okay, so put a heading, any heading, like any relevant heading, objective of auditor. Okay, now as per essay, tell me which essay? As per essay 200, You will write name of the essay 200, overall objectives, etc. Then they have asked you to explain the objective. So you will write audit provides only a reasonable assurance. Then you will explain that I'm not saying reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but not an absolute assurance. And auditor has to report as per essay. This is objective of auditing, which you will explain well. There are 2 points, reasonable assurance, full 1 para. Then you have to report as per essay. Then in the next part, you will write, audit suffers from inherent limitations. Inherent limitations of audit. How many points are there in inherent limitations of audit, guys? 5. Nature of financial reporting, nature of procedure, audit is not an investigation, timeliness of audit, future events you can't predict. You'll write 5 just the mention. Therefore, you can't obtain what assurance? Absolute. 1 para. Next para, which inherent limitation alone you will explain. But in the context, collusion among the employees. So you'll explain nature of financial reporting alone. Then in the next para, you will write facts of the case. In the given case, some manager fake invoice. Therefore, it amounts to collusion among the employees, which is weakness of internal control. Hence, conclude guys, hence auditor cannot provide absolute assurance. Tell me, isn't there sufficient content to write even for 5 marks? But you should identify which point to explain here rather than being general. Okay, I've seen a lot of answer sheets of students where they have explained too general. No, specifically you have to explain nature of financial reporting. Yo or yo, if all good. Say yo or say yo. Oh God, my God, come on. Yo. If yo. What to do? Can we go to Q10? Okay, Q10. Okay, so by the way, chapter 1, now chapter 2. And now we'll go in the order of the chapters, since it's question. Chapter 2, audit strategy, planning and program. Which is say strategy, plan, which is say essay gone, which is essay 300. Strategy is what to do, plan is how to do, step-by-step procedure is called as audit program. In strategy, you establish nature, timing, and extent of resources. Planning, you establish nature, timing, and extent of. Very good. Audit procedure. Program is the step-by-step procedure. And guys, for program, they can ask you to draft the program. So just study a format and keep. Okay, with that, can we start with the question? As I said, read the last part first. What factors should the engagement team members consider when determining nature, timing, and extent of direction, supervision, and review of engagement team's work? If you want, you can read above, but it's clear. During the audit of ABC, medium-sized company, engagement partner is responsible for directing and supervising the team. This includes both members and new trainees, high-risk areas, etc. Did you read the question? Guys, Makla, Chalna, did you read the question? Now, this is a very specific and direct question. Have they asked you in the given context? No, it's a direct question where they have asked you, what are the factors? In the exam, if they are asking you, what are the points to be considered, what are the factors, what are the steps, you will write 1, 2, 3, 4 in points. Are we clear? Okay, coming to the presentation. But I put a heading, no. Heading does not have a marker, just for the neatness. Direction and supervision. But who will direct who? Yare. Come on, who will direct whom? Engagement. Partner will direct engagement team. Very good. Plan of nature, timing and extent of direction and supervision of engagement team. Okay. And review of their work by engagement partner depends on. Then like this, you have to put a small intro. Planning of nature, timing and extent of direction and supervision of ET by EP to review their work depends on. Now come to the factors. Guys, that's a direct question. Anyone? There are 4 factors, guys. What are the 4 factors? Certain audit you have to direct and supervise more. Certain audit you will direct and supervise less. It depends upon first, size and complexity of entity. For big company, more direction and supervision. For kutty entities, shorter, small entity, less. Then it depends upon the, what else? Area of audit. Which area? Balance sheet, P and L. Then, who assessed Ramam? Risk of material misstatement. If risk is more direction and supervision. One more. It depends upon the competence and 2 words which comes together. Competence and capabilities of T. T means articles, engagement T. But here, there is no facts, there is no conclusion. But you will start with a, intro para. Are we clear with Q9 and Q10? Now, usually students ask, ma'am, what is the format of writing? Facts, provision, conclusion. No. Here there is no provision, no conclusion. That depends upon the question. After next question, I'll give you 2 minutes rest. If this much is clear, can you say Q11? Okay, I'll just see the chat in the online and come. Yes. So chapter 1 over, chapter 2 over. What is chapter 3 all about? Now you forgot chapter 3. Risk assessment and internal control. Okay. And which essay comes in this chapter? Risk assessment. Which essay comes? Identifying and assessing the risk of material misstatement. 315. Now in 315, we perform which procedure to assess risk? You perform risk assessment procedure. Once you got the risk, what will you do? You'll resign. You'll give modified. No. You try to reduce the risk to an acceptable low level. For that, you have essay 330, which is responses to risk, where you perform FAB. Now, all these things you will do only if it is material. So there is one more standard in this chapter, which is materiality, essay 320. Other than this, you have two other topics in this chapter, which is internal control. But our internal control has how many components? Internal control has how many components? Jojo, all of you left off. But our internal control has not two, Kuta. 5. Who taught you two? 5. Krimi. I. Karthik. Krimi. And one more topic is there in this chapter. Automated environment, general controls, application control, IT dependent control. Wow. That's right, Srijit. 5, 5. Can we go to the question? This question is very specific. Watch out. The auditor of EFG Limited, company engaged in tours and travel, needs to obtain understanding of IC control environment. That are the first element. Criminal internal control, first element. C stands for control environment. The auditor evaluates whether management has created culture and honesty, ethical behavior, strength and control. What is included in the control environment? Explain the elements. This is also a direct question relating to internal control. Very rarely only such type of direct question you will get. See? Okay, here don't write essay, just start. Okay, just give a heading. What heading you will put? Elements in control environment. Now, put a introduction. What? Auditor should obtain an. In essay 315 also we will learn. Auditor should obtain a dash of control environment. What? Auditor should obtain an understanding of control environment. Why? To evaluate honesty, and this is foundation to other components of internal control. There are 7 elements to control environment. Can you catch it in the flow? 7 elements are there. In class, we have said it in the flow. Don't by heart, guys. Come on. First, for an internal control to happen, environment. Environment, flow. Come on. Organization. None of you. Organization. Yeah. Organization. Structure. The structure, who's there on top? Upar wala. Makle, chalo, come on. Who's upar wala? TCWG. Participation by TCWG. Now catch it in the flow. Don't by heart, please. Now, below TCWG, who's there? Those charged with governance. Below, management, philosophy and style. Below management, who's there? Employees, human resources, policies and procedure, policies and practices, employees. Structure is there, TCWG on top, below them management, below them employees. Now these employees, okay, should be committed to competence. If they are committed, for them proper, the peon cannot be given the responsibility of signing the check. Or, with all due respect, I'm saying proper dash assignment of roles and responsibility. Everyone should comply with what? Ethical values and integrity. Did you understand that in the flow? Structure, TCWG, management. Below, human resources. They should be competent to competent. Commitment to competence. If so, proper assignment and ethical requirements, including integrity. Now, this you have to explain in one sentence. That's it. No in the given case, no conclusion. How's the juice? Yo or ayo? If you understood, put yo, or else you put ayo. Acho. My main intention of today's discussion, as I've already told to you, presentation. Okay, it's mainly regarding the presentation. Okay. So please see that. So 1.5 minutes. After that, say proceed. But we have reached till Q11. 9 more questions. 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 18, 19, 20, 9 more. 20 questions are there in total. So take rest for 1 more minute. In sharp 1 minute, say Q12. Okay. Life is a race, guys. Run, 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 run. Keep running without falling. Okay. If you have any other issues after RPP discussion, I will be there for 10 minutes. So if you have any other issues which I should address, other than relating to the subject audit as such, okay, I will address that. But after we finish off this discussion, okay, just stay back up. 30 seconds more. In that, you'll say Q12. Come on. Wow, you've kept a timer, guys. Whew, got to 30 seconds, you're saying Q12? Okay. Sherry. Okay. Wow, here comes the hero. Put the BGM. BGM. Audit evidence. Chapter 4. Why hero? Because one of the big chapter, most important weighted chapter. Essay. Evidence, guys. 500 series. I will ask the essay number. You say the number. I will ask the number. You don't say. I will ask. Initial audit engagement opening balance. 510. Analytical procedure. Comparison. 520. Specific considerations. 501. External confirmation. 505. Sampling. 530. Evidence. Usually if you hear evidence. 500. Related party. 5 related party, not 580. 550. Actually, 500 series, 3 more essays are there, which is in chapter 7. So I'm not saying it here. 1 more essay is here other than 500 series. Using the work of internal auditor. Essay 610. So these are the standards which are mainly covered in chapter 4. Of which 610 is very important. Frequency is more 530. If I put star, it will be in everything. Basically, this chapter is very important. Okay. So can we go? Okay. Q12. CA Mukul is the external auditor of Beach Limited, a large company engaged in manufacturing of fast-moving goods. After assessing the internal audit function of a company, CA Mukul decided to use the internal auditor of the company to provide direct assistance. In this context, what is meant by direct assistance? Also comment whether prior to use of internal auditor for the purpose, CA Mukul has obtained written agreements. Give examples of procedure which shall not use the internal auditors, direct assistants. By the way, which essay? 610. Makla, can we revise 610 in 1 minute? 610. What is 610 all about? Dash using the work of dash. External auditor using the work of internal auditor. Actually, this essay divides into two parts. Okay. First part is you will use the work of internal auditor to obtain evidence as a dash. It is the substitution for your procedures? No, it's only a partial substitution. Second, you can seek, hey, internal auditor, please, can you count cash for me? You can seek the direct assistance. Either case, you will be held solely responsible. You cannot relieve. Now, here in this question, are they talking about A part of the essay or B part? First or second part? Here they are talking about the, this part. Here, just listen, 3 things they are asking. What is direct assistance? Second, before seeking the assistance, any written agreements to be obtained? Second. Third, which are the areas in which you cannot use the assistance? 3 questions in a single frame. Can we proceed? Okay. Q12. See guys, using the work of internal auditor. Now can you say the answer? Add answer please. As per essay 610. Okay. Dash can seek. Who can seek whose? And I fill up the dash. External auditor can seek what? Direct assistance under. 3 words are there. Direct assistance under DSR. Direction, supervision, and review of external auditor. External auditor can seek direct assistance of internal auditor under direction, supervision, and review of external auditor. Okay. Now, direct assistance means to seek the help of internal auditor. First part is over. The second part, this is the first part. Prior to seeking the assistance, obtain a written agreement from whom you will obtain. Come on, tell me. Those who have the class notes, please see. Written agreement, very good. From whom? 1, from management. Meaning authorized representative. Okay, authorized rep or management. From management, authorized representative, what you will obtain? 1, they are allowed that we are allowed to seek their help and they will not intervene. You should understand the internal auditor is an employee of company, part of management. So we should obtain an agreement from the management authorized representative that they are allowing us to use his assistance and they won't intervene. Now from one more person you have to obtain an agreement from internal audit team. What? That they will maintain confidentiality. If there is any threat, they will inform us. This is the second part of the question. Makle, chala, one more part was there. You remember? Can you seek assistance in all area? No. Following are the cases where you cannot seek the assistance. Can you say the answers? There are 3 or 4 cases where you can't seek the assistance. One, Adam, internal auditor has limited knowledge when compared to external auditor. Okay, so first areas that involve significant judgments, meaning competence, okay, competence only. Second, areas that involve high risk. Now, relate to the area of internal auditor work. The internal auditor was the stock manager. In stock, can we use his help? No. And any other area where it is solely decision of external auditor, like lack of competence, that we have to decide, you can't rely on them. They don't have so much competence. Here you can stop the answer. So divide your answer, put the heading up, and then divide your answer into 3 parts. No in the given case, no conclusion. But in the answer, you can highlight. Highlight means with the black pen itself. Don't use highlighter. Black pen itself, you can underline essay 610 at key points. Hungry guys? By not saying Q13. Went for lunch? Come on, come back. Say Q13. No. Lunchக்கு போயிட்டீங்களா? லஞ்சுன்னு போயோ? எடா திருச்சு வாடா. Come back. Q13. போகல. Okay, okay. வா. போகலாம். வரு. Come on. Let's proceed. If you don't reply, what should I think? Chapter number 5. Chapter number 5 is supposed to be one of the villain for you guys. Not for you guys, for many of them. I've said the tips in the mentoring, and there's a tip video also. Kindly go through that. So I'm not going to the tip now, but I'll go to chapter number 5 as such. What is chapter number 5 all about? Audit of items in FS. Here there is one of the very, very, very important concept, which is there in 500 also. Financial statement. Very important concept. Assertion. What is assertion? Ma'am, we have heard assertion. What is this? Assertion means it's the matters, representation made by management in FS. Now here they have divided the chapter into 2 parts. Balance sheet caption, P&L account caption. Balance sheet, there are 5 assertions, 5 or 6 assertions like existence, rights and obligations, valuation, allocation, presentation, completeness, cutoff. P&L account also accuracy, measurement, completeness, cutoff, like that 5 assertions are there. Okay. P&L account, there are around 6 items to study. Balance sheet around 11 items. P&L account we can finish in a day itself. Spend 3 hours, it will be over. But balance sheet 11 items, starting with share capital till cash, loans, inventories, lot of things are there. Mostly questions might come from balance sheet. Okay. Okay. Tips I'm not going now, time constraint. Read. During the audit of Rapid Industries Private Limited, CA Akshat notices that inventories of raw materials and consumables work in progress amounting to 2.5 crores and 0.5 crores appear in the FS of the company. He wants to verify that above mentioned inventories have been valued appropriately as per the generally accepted accounting policies. How will you proceed? Is it a question directly relating to auditing? Actually, it's a mix of. Anything else came to your mind? Inventory, value, not Caro Nakshatra, valuation of inventory. Very good. AS2. But in AS2, you learn, no, some things you should include in the valuation of inventory, something you should exclude in the valuation of inventory. Nakshatra is like, ma'am, you only said wherever you go, I am there. Caro, no. Caro will come only when reporting of auditor is there. Here it's valuation, no, Putta. So here they have said valuation of both raw materials and valuation of work in progress. How will you present? Come. So put a heading. Valuation of inventory. So in that, first you start to verify if valued as per GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. First, you put a subheading, raw materials and consumables. It's your AS2 also. So let me know. First, you have to see the elements of cost. Elements of cost. Carriage inward will be there. Some duties will be added. Next, you have to see the variance. Variance means a difference between standard cost and the actual cost. Now you have to test check with the prices, like with the invoice. You'll take the sample and see. And now, if there is some obsolete and damaged stock, whether it is excluded, etc. These are the 4 points while saying valuation of raw material, RMS raw material and consumables. Now, regarding the work in progress, a work in progress, when you hear itself, first thing you have to check is what? Percentage of stage of completion. Now, percentage of completion stage. Which stage? Okay, percentage of completion. Whether there is any abnormal cost included, elements of cost. Now, you remember overheads, etc. will be allocated on that percentage. That's it. Hello guys, are you there? Unless you guys reply, I won't go. Why should you all have the fun? I will also have fun. Okay, so that's basically AS2 relating, yeah? Which chapter were we in? Flow gone. Let me check my online YouTube and all. Which chapter was it? Flow gone. Chapter number 5. In that chapter, you know what, guys? Chapter number 5 is sum up of AS, Caro. Nakshatra, your favorite. Caro is there. Then essay is there. You know, some general vouching verification, general points. After next question, I'll give you rest of 2 minutes. Can you say Q14? After that, I'll give you rest of 2 minutes. Come on, guys. Let's finish off. Audit, documentation, essay. 230. I think already we have revised 230 in the MCQ. Audit documentation is not, it's only an administrative process, no new procedure, no new conclusion, 7 years. So I'm not, changes can be made. So I'm not going in again. I'll just read the question. CA Ripun completed the audit of listed entity. Audit report was issued on 15th July. However, he has not properly organized the working papers, including records of discussions, etc. More than 6 months after he issued the report, he received a letter from the regulator requesting him to share the copy. He quickly assembled the audit file, adding some papers. But he used the current date on the newly added documents. Then he sent to the regulator, discussed the issues involved. Now, 6 months after the audit, he filed it. Is it valid, invalid? Actually, it should be assembled on a timely basis. Timely means up, then and there. Okay, maximum within dash days. 60 days. Now, before I say the conclusion, can you guys say the conclusion here? Invalid, improper, I do agree. Anything else other than that, invalid, improper, any other conclusion came to your mind? Just think. Documentation you have heard somewhere else also other than 230. Anyone? Very good, SQC. So what? What's the conclusion? If the firm is not doing the audit documentation properly, don't you think there is a question on quality of the firm? Quality of the firm is not up to the mark? So that should be the conclusion. Did you understand that? You want me to say the presentation? Okay. So yeah, just put a heading as usual, guys. Heading. Any relevant heading would do. Here, assembling of audit documentation. Now you can write as per essay 230 and also with SQC1. With reference to SQC1, documentation is only an administrative process. It should be done on a timely basis. Now, firm shall establish, you remember these words? Policies and procedures to assemble. Timely basis means not less than, 60 days. However, some changes can be made. But this is just a keyword. This should be the first part. Then you have to write this audit documentation enhance quality of audit and it helps in effective review. Second part, second para. Now you can write the facts of the case. It's not a direct question. Now you write the facts of the case. C.A. Ripuna, what was the name? You have forgot the name. C.A. Ripun has assembled after 6 months. Okay, right. Therefore, it is a question on dash of the audit. Therefore, it's a question on quality of the audit. So in the exam hall also, with the pen itself, here I don't have that. I'm just highlighting quality and this you can highlight. Even 60 days you can just highlight. Highlight means with the pen. Are we clear? So take rest for 2 minutes, guys. After that, we'll go to 2 more rounds only. Okay, 6 questions, 3. After that, done. Let me ask you frankly, are you benefiting from this session? Like, are you understanding the presentation format? Like, like how to present? So as I said, that's the main intention of the session, not just discussion. Just see, if I want to read the answer and say, okay, this is essay 230, you write this is the conclusion. No. If you have joined on a Sunday or if you're watching it on YouTube, you should be benefited now. Okay, so 1 more minute, take rest. Any smell coming from the kitchen, guys? Your parents, mother, someone cooking? Any smell coming? Sambar? No smell, huh? What happened? Biryani? Come on, let's chit chat for 1 minute and let's proceed. What's special for lunch? No special, ma'am. Only auditing. Mom went out. Oh, so Swiggy, Zomato. So what? Mom went out. So what is the solution? Swiggy and Zomato. Maggie. Very good. Others? No, I have to cook, ma'am. Oh, very good. Cook. For me, it will be sambar only, guys. Ayyo. Mm. Sunday, my son is at home, so for him it will be sambar. So for me also sambar. Okay, if lunch update is over, can we go to Q15? Come on, Q15, please. Those who are watching online, please, Q15. Chapter 7. Hey, what is chapter 7 all about? Completion and review. I will ask you essay, tell me the number. Subsequent events. 560 events occurring after FS date and between audit report and also after the audit report, the facts known. Written representation. It's not a substitute for audit evidence, but it's an evidence, 580. Material uncertainty that may cast a significant doubt on going concern. Going concern, 570. Going concern is there in Caro also. Nakshatra will be happy. Others, Caro, which clause? Going concern? Clause number. Srijit, Caro, clause number. Before Caro, they used to say Caro, Caro, Caro. When I asking Caro, you're not saying. Caro, clause number 19. Karthik, 19. Very good, 19. Those who are confused with Caro, you can watch 3 hours video, 2.5 hours video is there in the YouTube. You can watch. Now, next essays. Evaluation of misstatements. This is 500 series. Evaluation of misstatements. 450. Communication with management and the TCWG IC deficiencies. Internal control deficiencies. But IC. From there, not 210. 265. Now, communication with TCWG. 260. From 260 only, another essay arises. Significant matter is 260. Most significant matter. 701. Enough. So these are the 6 standards which are addressed in audit completion and review. 701 is key audit matter. Cap. This is significant. This is most significant. Read. During the audit of a company, CA Karthik. Karthik has noticed company's turnover has fallen drastically compared to 3 years. Due to loss of major markets key customers. Company is in need of new funds, new product development, but banks are not willing to lend support. Which additional procedure need to be performed by Karthik? See how friendly the question is. They have given essay number itself. As per 570, when such events and conditions are identified. Even if they did not give you 570 number, you can see whenever there is a durandam, I mean some disaster like this, it is 570 going concern affected. Answer please, presentation please guys. Presentation. So put a heading, no? Going concern. So what you will do first, you will say loss of a major market share, what are loss of a key customers, continuing losses are. But I want that words to be said. Dash dash you fill. These are the 570 words. Events or conditions that may cast what? Significant doubt. SD is significant doubt. Significant doubt on going concern. So that will be the first intro para. Now, as an auditor, what he has to do? Auditor has to obtain short form of sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, SAEE, whether. And because of this, whether there is any very good material uncertainty exists due to events or condition. So attend the class, MUSTGC, material uncertainty, significant doubt, going concern. Now, coming to the question directly. What are the audit procedure, addition procedure you have to do? First step, who has to evaluate going concern? Management, na? So you have to check whether if management has not assessed or they have not assessed going concern, request. If they have assessed less than 12 months, ask them to extend. Now you will see management's future. What you have to see? You have to see management's future plans. What future plans? Now analyze, forecast, cash flow. Now ask them to give in writing, don't believe. Request a written representation, including dash events you will see. Events occurring after balance sheet date. Subsequent events after FS. That's it. No need of a conclusion here. Here you can stop. Why? They have asked you what are the additional procedure you will do here. But these two para you should write before you start. And only 5 more questions with that done. Are we clear with Q15? Basically, you can give reference of SA 570. Here. Like, okay. Come on. Say Q16. Okay. Where is Q16? But which chapter did we finish now? Chapter 7, na? Chapter 8. Chapter 8, audit report. I will ask essay, you say. Modification. 705. Key audit matter. CAM. 701. Comparative information. 710. EOMP, OMP. Emphasis of matter para, other matter para. One essay I've left off in 700 series, which is essay 700. One essay is there for reference, no need of detail, which is essay 720. No need of detail, it is other information. Then this chapter also has 2 more main things. Very important, CARO. If you are not sure about CARO, please see the class. CARO. 21 clauses are there, CARO 2020. Company Auditors Report Order. One more section of Companies Act is there, which you study in law. Auditor's duty under section 143 of Co-Act. So that's the sum up of chapter 8. You? Can we read the question? I don't know why. See, all chapter they have given only one question. Here they have given 2 questions. Did you notice? Every chapter only one question, here they have given two. We don't know why. Deepavali offer. Oh my God. Now go back to cages. Now say. The nature of comparative information that is presented in entities FS depends upon requirements. There are two broad approaches. Corresponding figure, comparative FS. Explain difference between two approaches. Also define comparative information and corresponding information procedure. Those who are not clear about this essay, I've put a separate video on 710. You can see it. Now, can you say the answer? Which question and which essay related I just said? Ayo, we didn't notice what you said, ma'am. Very good. 710. Okay. So put a heading, comparative information. As per essay 710, there are two approaches. Maklaya Chelna, what are those two approaches called as? Corresponding figures or comparative FS. They have asked two things. What is the difference between these two approach? And they have asked you the audit procedure also, APS audit procedure. Can you say the difference between two approach? At times I forget that it's a discussion and start explaining like a class. Oh my God. Can you say the difference between these two approach? Corresponding information means it is relating to the amounts and disclosures of which period? Prior period, which is a dash part of current period, which is an integral part, meaning varano, along with the current period, it has to come. Whereas this is not an integral part always. Now, here, what is the purpose? Why they have included? Why corresponding figures? Haven't you seen a column? To be read with the, oh, current year traveling expenses this much. How much was previous year? To be read with the current period. Whereas here it is given for the purpose of comparison. Okay, main thing. Here your opinion will refer to which period? Current period only. But there are two exceptions. What are those exceptions? One, prior period is unaudited, or prior period report contains modified and the matter is resolved. A matter is not resolved. I'm sorry, matter is not resolved. Which essay came to your mind when you heard this? Prior period unaudited, prior period. Very good, Karthik. Essay 510. And no need to write here. Whereas, opening balance. Whereas here, your opinion will refer to not only current period, here your opinion will refer to each period. If there is a difference of opinion, what you have given and what predecessor auditor has given, you will add OMP. And instead of saying all period, please use the word each period. Use this word each period instead of all period. There is a difference of opinion between what you gave and what predecessor auditor gave for prior period. You understand? You will add a other matter para. 706. So there's a difference between corresponding and comparative efforts. Are we clear? And one more thing they have asked you. Audit procedure. Can someone say comparative and corresponding figures, corresponding or comparative efforts, both are prior period. So first procedure, you should check whether it agrees with the procedure, it agrees with the which period? Prior period FS. One more main procedure. whether dash are consistently applied. What? Accounting policies. A/C is accounting. Huh? If not, changes are AS1, guys, changes are disclosed. Are we clear? So that is corresponding and comparative FS, difference and the procedure. Can you say Q17? After that, I'll give you the one more time rest. Q17. Okay. Where is the question? Okay, here. Kiran, a CA student was reviewing the audit report. And by the way, audit report has how many elements? Title, addressee, opinion, basis for opinion, going concern, key audit matter, other information, management responsibility, auditor's responsibility, its location, other requirements, legal, signature, place, date. And actually 14 elements if you include other information. If you don't include other information, 13. In that, sign is one of the content. In sign, there is an alphanumeric big number. In class, we would have seen the number practically. That 18-digit alphanumeric number. She wants to understand the purpose. And is this required only for report? Very good. That number is called as UDIN. Those who are doing articleship, they might have generated this in their CA form. So guys, so the 18-digit alphanumeric number in audit report, the unique number, it's called as the UDIN, unique document identification number. Why? One, to avoid malpractices, to avoid fraud. One more word is there, impersonation. Almaratam, what you said. Falsely, you are representing a person. Now, how you generate a CA in practice should go to the UDIN portal. I say I've generated, we have to generate the UDIN number. But is it required only for audit report or even for other certificates? Anything which a CA signs, it is required. For report as well as for certificate. So how to present the answer? So first para, put a heading UDIN. First para, 18-digit number, it's called as UDIN. It's a unique documentation number, first para. Why? Second para. Third, this. And finally, you conclude. It's required for certificate as well, not only for report. No need of facts. If you want, you can write the full form. Unique documentation, identification. Once you can write the full form. Once you can write. Again, വേണ്ട. So take rest, guys. Only 3 more questions, last round. RTP is over. Okay. Okay. Hello, are you all there? All good? So 1 minute, let me know by saying Q18. Okay, 18, 19, 20. 5 minutes each. Okay, ma'am, hungry, ma'am. So we'll finish off, guys. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This is a direct question lifted from your ICA material. Audit of different entities. There are different entities. In fact, we can divide different entities into 3 types. Specific, cinema, hotel, hospital, education, club, charitable, NGO. Then you have government. Union government, state government, local body. Then you can divide into others. In others, you have sole proprietor, firm, LLP, hire purchase, lease, cooperative society, trust, etc. And I want to proceed, then only I will proceed. Can we start? Last round. Come on. Jump, guys. Jump. NGO in Kolkata collected significant donation for flood victims in Bihar. Funds were distributed to various NGOs. You have been appointed as auditor. Draft a program to do the audit of receipts and remittance of funds. By the way, what is NGO? Now, don't say the full form. Non-government organization. What they do? They collect funds, remit funds. Now, before you study, don't by heart. Now, think. They will collect the funds now. When they collect the funds, what all should be seen? When they remit, what all should be seen? Think practically. Now, put a heading directly. No as per, nothing else, no intro. Following are the procedures in verifying the receipt of donation. There should be proper internal control for collection. Whenever a fund is given, receipt should be given. Receipt book should be kept under safe custody. Receipt of check. Check should be given and deposited into bank. So there should be a bank reconciliation statement. If it is cash, cash should be reconciled. If there is foreign contribution, AS 11 RBI guideline should be seen. That's it. See, when you write it in full sentence, do it in full sentence. But these words, when it comes, you can just highlight. Underline with the pen, black pen. Now, this is in receipt. Now, when you remit, NGOs are like collecting from various places and then remitting to the flood victims in Bihar. Now, while remitting, how did you remit? Is it check? Is it cash? Is it RTGS? What mode? When you remit, the person who is getting, they will give a receipt, identity, whether such an NGO is there. But I want someone to reply. So from where you have remitted from them, auditor can ask her whether you got this 50 lakhs. Obtainer. Very good. Obtainer. Very good. Others, obtainer. Confirmation, 505. This should be utilized for flood victims in Bihar. There should be a proper system. So these are the points in receipts and these are the points in remittance. That's it. Yo. The second last question. Put Q9 and Q19. I'm sorry, Q19. Bank audit. Bank audit. Bank audit. Bank audit. Bank audit. The bank audit. If you want to say about the summary of the chapter, first there are some basic topics. Basics means like what you say. Different types of bank. Then there are regulatory framework, features, Okay, basics. Then regarding the audit and accounts, who appoints the auditor, qualification, remuneration, report. Then there are procedures like a bank audit process. Hero on the tongue. Hero came. Hero one no. Advances. That's very important. Then there is something like audit of revenue and expense. In that, advances is the core, like it's the, come on, heart of bank. Regarding the bank audit, they can ask you numeric questions, so go with the calculator. Theorem, always they ask calculation of drawing power, provisioning norms. Guys, take a calculator and sit. Agrim. A CA student is a part of engagement team conducting the audit. CA Bhuvan engagement partner had asked him to verify the provision. AK Industries, Jupiter Traders, VT, ASD, doubtful 1, substandard, doubtful 2, loss. Outstanding amount, amount of provision. Kindly guide him regarding the classification. Okay. Kindly guide him regarding the provisions and also classification, even though it is fully secured. Makla, can I write it here itself? Otherwise, my flow will go. That's why. And can you put a heading? What heading? Now, always I have been saying the heading. Now you say for a change. 5 marks or 4 marks. What heading you will put? Provisioning norms. Okay. Provisioning norms. Now, how will you start? Okay. The bank is supposed to maintain the provisions. Auditor shall ensure provision for different categories. Now you write categories, provision. Now this is the first part of the answer. Substandard. How much provision you should put? Percentage, please. 15. None of you knows bank audit. Doubtful. And a doubtful is divided D1, D2, D3. Doubtful 1, 2, 3. 1, how much you should put, 25%. Doubtful 2, 40%. Doubtful 3, 100%. Now, this is when it is secured. If it is unsecured, write off 100, 100, 100. Now, for loss asset, you want me to say 100. This much you write it in the first part of the answer. Okay, va? Okay, Allah. Then, in the given case, now you have to write very neatly. There are 4 cases. First, to go with AK Industries. At AK Industries, which classification, which category? Doubtful 1. How much provision was required? 25%. 25% of what? 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs, 25% is how much? 2.5. 2.5 now. But they have put, instead they have put how much? 5. They have put more provision. So you're right. In case of AK Industries, instead of 2.5, bank has put 5. Now write Jupiter. Jupiter. Jupiter Traders. But which classification is Jupiter? Substandard. How much should be put for substandard? 15. Of how much? 50 lakhs. 15 of 50 lakhs comes to how much? Someone calculate now. You 7.5. They've put how much? 7.5. Hence, correct. Hence, provision by the bank branch is correct. Jupiter. Next, come to VT and Co. VT and Co. Which classification? Doubtful 2. How much they should put? 40%, right? Of 30. Someone calculate 30, 40, 12, na? 12. How much they put? 30. So it should be made 12 instead of 30. Last, ASD. What is it? Loss. Loss means how much? 100%. How much? 1. How much they put? 1. So it is correct. So like this, each one you should explain. Are you observing the presentation? AK, Jupiter, VT, ASD. Now, answer is not yet over. See, last sentence you saw? Agrim. Who's Agrim, by the way? Article, I guess. CA student, engagement team. Don't call them article, engagement team. Classification regarding the above accounts as NPA, though fully secured or guaranteed. There is a sentence, guys. Even though fully secured, it should be NPA. There is a sentence. You remember? Classification of NPA is based on record of recovery. Availability of security, guarantee, net worth shall not be considered. Ada, that question took a lot of time. Can I have a reply by saying, yo, if clear? Where are my YouTube? Right? Okay. So going to the last question, 20. 2 hours for our plan. Huh? So correct 2 hours we have to stop. 20. Last question, guys. CA Sudhagar has been appointed as the auditor of Amro Limited. Before accepting the appointment, he learns that his cousin who held shares in the company has recently passed away without children. Named him as the nominee with substantial value. Although holding the shares of distant relative does not violate the legal provisions of independence, this unexpected inheritance is in dilemma. Advise how he should deal with this situation and safeguard his independence. That's it. Last question. Chapter 11. I didn't discuss actually, so I'm really sorry. I went in the flow. I'm sorry. Yeah. Chapter 11. Ethics and terms of engagement. Which all essays are there? An agreement on terms of engagement. Essay 210. Quality control engagement level 220. Firm level SQC 1. And there is a topic called as ethics, threat safeguarding. Those who have attended my mentoring, they know. Thank you, Nakshatra, for pointing out. I have given the assignment of chapter 11. Did any one of you do? Only few are doing. If you have done that, similar question I had given you in the assignment, but instead of cousin, I think it was uncle. Uncle died. And if you had done that question, this will be like a piece of cake. Correct. So sell the shares, etc. I do understand. How do you present, Makla? Come on, how do you present? First put a heading, threat. What threat will come? Okay. What threat will come here? Self-interest threat. So you explain what is self-interest threat here. Are you hearing? Self-interest threat, you will explain. Okay, financial relationship, etc. Then you say a CA has to maintain independence and safeguard. He has to reduce threat to comply with the fundamental principles. Here you have to write the guiding principles. 5 points are there. Okay. You have to maintain the quality of the work. For that, you have to be independent. For that, you have to identify the flow. Identify the threat. If there is a threat, you have to safeguard. For safeguard, you have to take appropriate action to eliminate. If not, do not accept. If you have accepted, ta-da, bye-bye, withdraw. Withdraw, flow legally permitted. This much you will write it in the provision, lot of things. Then write in the given case. I'm not saying cousin. Now here in the given case you will write. Then, therefore, what was his name? C.A. Sudagara. Sudagar, I forgot his name. Sudagar, okay. C.A. Sudagar has to take these steps to eliminate by selling the shares before accepting. If not, do not accept the work of audit. Are we clear? So all these you'll write it in the provision and then in the given case and conclusion. Because this is a case study model, makla. Chalo. So guys, don't leave. I'll just say. Now, 3 things let me add. One thing. How was the session? Because I just wanted, I know I can finish off the RTP in 45 minutes, I know, but I thought I'll just explain the provision and presentation. Because many of them were asking me how was the presentation, so I thought I'll just discuss the presentation. Was it useful? One thing. Okay. And another thing is, guys, if you have any issues with respect to auditing, we have the mentoring group. Okay. So just put it in the mentoring group. I will be replying to the messages. And one more humble request. Ask me what? I've been saying from the day one. Whenever I put a message, kindly give me a acknowledgement, guys, please. Unless you give me an acknowledgement, I don't know, right? Even RTP discussion, I was saying, no, only very few are doing the assignment. I don't want any one of you to be in a position like saying, ma'am, I get few messages, ma'am, after result came. See, I'm not demotivating you. I'm just cautioning you. See, I get messages frequently saying, ma'am, we have written the exam. Exam was okay, but we did not get the mark as expected. Well, ask them. Did you study well? Yeah. Did you understand the exam question? Yes. Did you practice the question? We read the question before the exam. We read the RTP. We read some question bank. Lala. You practice it daily? No. Did you revise auditing? No, ma'am, we studied, we didn't get the time. Practice should happen on a daily basis and revision should happen with the studies. If you are saying, illa ma'am, we'll finish all the topics and then revise, then practice, you won't get the time. Our syllabus, you know, right? So practicing and revision should happen with the studies. Okay. Now, forgetting. Regarding the forgetting, it's not an issue. There are a lot of students who have said forgetting. And one student who said like this, she got 90 marks, 85. Forgetting as far as auditing paper is concerned, it's one of the inherent, not limitation, it's an inherent characteristics. As far as you understand or you can recollect when you see, it's fine. That's why for the 6 or 7 main chapters, I've put summary video in YouTube. I've shared that in my channel also. Have you seen that summary videos? Anyone? A chapter in 8 minutes or 10 minutes or so. If you're feeling so much, you can just go through. Even in 1.5 times, you can go through. So 10 minutes video in 1.5, you can finish in 6 or 7 minutes. So forgetting is not an issue. Now, ma'am, we have wasted this much time. Do we have a time? Still, I'm saying you have time with you. If it is only group 2, you have good time. You put your full effort as if it is your last attempt. Now, whatever is past, you have wasted, leave it. Past, you can't rectify. Now, don't ask. Now, you last November exam, November final exam. November final exam, my senior said is like this. How will be January attempt? Will they regulate pass percentage? Why? Can we control future? No. Only one thing is in your hands, Maklai, which is the present. If you utilize the present now well, past mistakes will not be repeated and future fears will be reduced. For that, should not think about the future or past which is gone. Just think of what you have it now. And one more last tip thing, avoid procrastination. Like, okay, today is Sunday, we will start tomorrow. No, if you have decided, start it today. Okay, we have come this much, this far. Foundation, intergroup 1, or whatever, direct entry means you have started. If you have started something, if you have decided on something, you should not give it up. Okay, so we are unstoppable, guys. We are like that. So once you have decided on a course of action, you should, whatever may be the obstacles. See, you may think at this point of time, why it is like this? Only we are at like this. No, guys, understand that every person has some kind of issues. Okay, even me, every one of you, every one of us has some kind of issues. But when it comes to us, we will think that it is only our issue. Only we are at issue. Allah. Everyone has some kind of issues. Thing is, the persons who are successful, how they're not abnormal. See, only thing is that issues, how to overcome, how to face it, that's when you become successful. If you're thinking about issues, now just how to overcome, see that, and I'm 100% sure that if you have this courage and not to be leaving, don't turn back and look in front and you have to move forward. Okay, so that's it, guys. Wishing you all the best and catch you for the next live session, which I will intimate in my WhatsApp channel. Okay, so I have a WhatsApp channel, which is common channel, not the mentoring channel. I'm saying about my WhatsApp channel. Every update will be put it over there. I will put it in the description box of this video. Okay, so that's it. If you like this, just share to your friends also. Let them be also benefited. And next RTP discussion, when we will see, I asked you, not MTP, next RTP discussion, when we will see. Tell me. We will see for the CA final RTP, okay? Not for inter, for the CA final RTP. MTP, yes. So with that, signing off, take care. So any other issues, put it into the group, okay? Ta-da.